Okay, we couldn't have gotten closer in twin harps here, kind of by accident. And I'm happy for this because what I'm going to be able to showcase here is the difference between 1075 spring steel, which is a stiffer, higher Rockwell, and the 1075, which is a little bit softer. And what you find with the softer material, it's got some good action, you get some good snap to it. However, it's got kind of a warmth to the tone. It's warmer, a little bit more muted maybe than the 1075, which has a good buzz, almost an electric buzz to it, I find. So let's do a bit of a comparison of these two. So first, let's compare the harps themselves, the design and everything, and how similar I kind of accidentally got. So this is the first one here. And this one is actually, it's going to be going to England, which is pretty cool. Both of these are using a case made out of a recycled barbecue grill cleaner, which I think looks pretty cool with the pattern kind of etched into it. So this is the 1095, both tuned to A1. Here's the lightning bolt pattern that I've chosen for this guy. I had to really narrow the trigger because I just didn't want to redo it and make it shorter, and it came out to be a bit low, and I was able to bring it up by really narrowing it. And I wanted to get into kind of what I had quoted, which was high pitch range A1 to D2. So, pattern on the reed, quite fond of that one. Blue color, I've got coconut oil on these to protect it. If you use isopropanol and get the oil off and the bare metal, down to the bare metal, the color does stay. It's a layer of oxidation. And my experience and experience of other users who got the, sorry, I locked the focus here. There we go. I'm going to unlock focus. Anyway, so it doesn't tend to tarnish because it's already a layer of oxide, so it protects the steel on its own. It's just so, and it's the same thing with the colored on the reed. This is really bothering me. Hold on. All right, I guess I'm stitching this video together. Anyway, so as I was saying, it doesn't tarnish, doesn't corrode, doesn't rust, but I did file some highlights down to bare metal, and of course the inner etching of the reed. There are some rust points, so I still recommend keep it oiled if you can. Chapstick's good, but it does change the color. It was a really cool, almost cobalt blue when it came out of the oven. So that's the 1095. Let's just look at the 1075 before I play any of them. Thanks for sticking with me. So far, there's been no harp playing. YouTube channel's been pretty busy lately, which has been great. All right. So the dimensions of the reed also play a big factor. And I tried to be pretty similar, but this one wound up being a bit wider. So, reed pattern. Similar trigger, just a bit wider. Crimp on the same side in each case, designed for fairly aggressive outward play, as I like to play. And this is the 1075, and believe it or not, it's going to Switzerland. So let us get this set up. We're going to give it a demo. I think we'll start with the 1075. Better stop because the neighbor just showed up and they may come over and interrupt here. So let's just put that away for a sec. And 1095. All right. Let's try some muting. Yeah, actually, maybe I'll just pause it for a second. All right, before we get into the muting, what I found, and did I just miss? Oh no, yeah. So this was the 1075, the first one I played, and this one was the 1095, and I couldn't quite get the end gap there in any further. I tried, but anyway, I think it sounds like it has a bit more of a sparkle to it, or a bit more of a crispness or clarity to it, whereas this one has kind of a warm fuzz. This one is a bit beefier of a reed. I did find that the action on it is maybe a little bit, it feels a little tougher. This one actually had a bit more flexibility to it, and you could definitely tell there was a lightness in the trigger there. So that's definitely one difference in the action, though I found this one did have quite a bit of snap to it, like almost like a whip. But both of you, it's not like this one isn't very stiff or it's too flimsy and floppy. Not like an actually thinner reed. These are 25 thou thickness reeds, and I do have 20 thou, and I find that those are very, very flexible, and they tend to throw very slowly, so it's tough to get quick play out of them. All right, let's try some muting. Start with the 1075. Yeah, that threw nice. That was fucking, oh, sorry, excuse me, pardon my language. Family friendly channel here again, but I'm not going to bleep that. Anyway, let's try it on the 1095. feel like I do need to be a little bit more careful with that one. So I wouldn't recommend fast outward play on this one in particular, going to Crewe, England. Not without being pretty confident in how you're throwing it, but she still sounds real good. Adios.